What's up guys, my name is Tommy and right now I'm a German living in India, Mumbai, and yeah, I've been living here for around 3 weeks now, and today I'm going to show you the top 10 differences between Germany and India. Let's go! So, before I start the video, these 10 points are not in a particular order. These are just the 10 points which I noticed the most after being here for around 3 weeks. So, enjoy the video. Okay, so the first point I'm going to talk about is actually the traffic. The traffic in Germany and in India is completely different. It's like a difference like day and night. In Germany, people love their traffic rules. It's like a religion for German people. For example, the traffic lights. In Germany, in my whole 24 years, I have never seen a car cross a red traffic light. And here in India, I see it every day. Every day people are crossing red traffic lights and even crossing the street. And in Germany, you very rarely see someone crossing the street just somewhere. Most times they use the traffic light or something else. And yeah, here in India you actually have to cross the street by yourself somehow. You just have to cross it wherever you want, whenever you want. You just have to take care that you don't die on the way. So another difference is actually that Indian people are driving on the left side of the road and Germans on the right side of the road, which can be very confusing when you're from Germany. So it happens sometimes that I get in dangerous situations because I'm checking the right side of the road and cars are coming from the left, so take care of this. And yeah, as I said, in Germany people love their traffic rules, and for example, I've never seen people with 3 persons at the same time on a scooter, and here you see it every 2 minutes, or every 1 minute you see it. It's funny, but also dangerous, but I think it's more useful. If 3 people fit on a scooter, why don't do it, I guess. So another big point are the trains and the train system here. Here in India and in Mumbai especially, the trains come much more often than in Germany. In Germany sometimes you have to wait an half hour, sometimes 15 minutes, and here they come like every 5 minutes. And yeah, the trains here actually have no doors, so it's really refreshing, especially when it's hot here. You can simply enter it and stand at the door like you most times see in videos or photos of India, and it's really refreshing. In Germany this wouldn't be thinkable. It's just a safety issue. People would go crazy if there were trains without doors in Germany. Yeah, also a thing we don't have in Germany is the crazy amount of people honking in their cars. It's like in Germany you honk if someone's standing in your way, or someone misses a green traffic light or something, or you want to warn someone, but you don't hear honking very often, maybe twice a day if you're outside. And here in India, let's say it like this, people love to honk. If there's a car and the driver hasn't been honking for at least 30 seconds, you know something is wrong. You should call an ambulance because the driver has maybe a heart attack or something. So Indians love to honk. It's more like a sign here to say, hey, I'm here. And I'm still here after 10 seconds, so keep honking. And yeah, what I also noticed is the amount of people. Obviously there are lot more people living here than in Germany, and the trains can be really, really crowded. So they actually have like fans everywhere to cool down the people, which is a nice idea. And also you have like first class, second class, and the women's trains. And if you're afraid of too many people in your train, just buy a first class ticket and you're fine. You have very empty train, so it's no problem for foreigners which are too scared. And yeah, in Germany we only have first class parts of the train in like long distance trains. We do not have regular first class seats. We do not have this. And yeah, obviously the trains are not this crowded as here in India. And yeah, one thing which I really, really love about India are the small taxis with 3 wheels, and they're called tuk-tuks, and they are insanely useful. It's fun to ride in them, it's very refreshing to drive in them, and they're also very, very cheap. Wherever you are, no matter at which station or something, you just get out, search for a tuk-tuk, say hey, 100 rupees, and you get to your goal very cheap and fast. And most times the driver will have a talk with you if you're a tourist and ask you where you're from and how you like India and all this stuff. I really like tuk-tuks. We need something like this in Germany, because we only have normal taxis and they're just insanely expensive. For example, if you want to get home at night and you're like a 5-kilometer ride, in Germany you will actually pay around 1,500 rupees or something. Yeah, and here it's insanely cheap. You have a 5-kilometer ride, you pay 200 rupees, 300 rupees, and yeah, that's insanely cheap for us Germans. We need tuk-tuks in Germany. Okay, so let's get to point number 2, which is actually the food. The food is also very, very big difference compared to Germany, because in Germany mostly you have lots of meat, pork, sausages and potatoes. That's like the main staple of Germany, and also don't forget the bread. But I'm more talking about the food you can buy outside or at stores and stuff. And yeah, here in India you actually have much more vegetables. You have, yeah, it's much healthier food. You find much more different food. The variety is much bigger than in Germany. In Germany you actually have like McDonald's or a shop where you can buy kebabs or fries and pizza. So that's like the main food, like burgers, kebab, fries and pizza, and different variations of them. And here in India you can't even name all the food you get on the street, and it's just everywhere. Wherever you are you will find lots of food outside, and it's really cheap and most times really healthy. Especially if you're a vegetarian or something, India is a paradise for you, because you find so many different foods here. The menus in the restaurant are actually gigantic compared to German restaurants. You have like page after page of different foods, and they're all mostly healthy, mostly vegetarian, lots of different vegetables. And yeah, also the spices. Indians love their spices, and there are much more different tastes than in Germany. So big plus point to India for the food. Germany could take an example from India, truly. And yeah, what I also have to say about the food is that it's really cheap compared to German food. For example, I've been eating samosa in Germany, and I paid around €4 for 2 samosas, which are around 400 rupees. And for this price I would actually get outside here in India, I would get 40 samosas. So the prices here are insanely cheap. If you come to India and you're from a European country, the food is actually free. It's cheaper than buying I don't know, For the price of a pack of bubblegum in Germany, you can eat food here the whole day until you explode. It's crazy. The food here, so much to try, it's very healthy and very cheap, and it's everywhere. And it's so much different food that you can't even try everything. It's not possible. I think even Indian people can't try all of the foods in their life. There's not enough time to try all the foods here. So, big recommendation to Indian food. If you're a food lover, come to India. Okay, so let's get to point number 3. So, yeah, the next point are the animals here, the wildlife. Obviously, there are around, I don't know, 7,000 or 8,000 kilometers between Germany and India, and so the animals are completely different. For example, in Germany we do not have wild animals living in the street, while here you will find lots of wild dogs and cats, and they're everywhere. Everywhere you go you will find stray dogs and stray cats. And I really like this about India. Sure, for some people they can be annoying, but I really like it. I like animals, so that's a plus point. And yeah, and also obviously in India you have like elephants, tigers, lions, wild leopards and all this stuff, and we do not have any of them in Germany, except you go in some kind of big zoo or something. So yeah, that's a big point. And in Germany we actually have like wild foxes or deers, but I only saw a fox one time in my life, so we do not have this many animals inside of the cities. We have obviously birds, ducks and all this stuff, but they are in India too. There actually here in Mumbai there are thousands or millions of ravens. I sometimes feed them at my window, and yeah. Also a point are the insects here. We do have fireflies and butterflies in Germany also, but here in India they are much more and much bigger. The butterflies here in India are twice the size of the ones in Germany, and for example the fireflies, I have thousands of them in front of my window every morning, and you wouldn't see this in Germany. You see them when you go to a lake or something, but not this many, not this amount. So yeah, what you also have here are obviously cows in the street, which I also really like. It's always a surprise. You just go to the supermarket and on your way you meet a cow in the street. And yeah, that's a point I really like, and which is way different to Germany. In Germany, in the streets, in the cities, you do not have animals except for pigeons. So yeah, that's a point. And yeah, here in India you actually have wild monkeys. Wild monkeys. In Germany we do not have any wild monkeys. Nowhere. You won't find any wild monkey anywhere in Germany. Except for, yeah, zoo monkeys. Also, we have lizards in Germany, but I've seen maybe 1 or 2 in my entire life in the wild, and here it happens very often that I see a little lizard at my window or out in the street and somewhere. And if you're not used to so many animals outside, I recommend you come to India and just go outside, and you will meet lots of animals outside. So that's a very nice point if you like animals. Okay, so let's get to point number 4. Point number 4 is the look of the streets, the looks of the environment and all the stuff. Obviously, Germany and India look completely different. In Germany you have much more, it's more clean, and yeah, and you will find much more house blocks with lots of families living in there, and not so many shops. So the shops and the houses are normally separated. So you have a street with shops, or you have a street with houses for living. And here in India I noticed every house has something like a shop inside or something, at least at the ground floor. So if you're walking through the streets, there will be one shop after another selling mechanical stuff, selling food, selling clothes, selling fruit, selling everything. And in Germany this is normally separated from the living houses, so you go to a shopping street to buy stuff, but where you live you normally don't have shops or something inside your house. Sure, you have it sometimes, but not in this amount and not very often. Yeah, obviously there are many more people living here in India. For example, in Mumbai here there are around 20 to 30 times more people than in Frankfurt, where I'm from, and that's why you will see much more people out on the streets. And yeah, you obviously will feel much more safe because of this many people outside. So at the first day I was a little bit scared because there were so many people outside and so much chaos, and it's really confusing if you don't have a map or something. So, but after around 2 days you get used to it and you start to enjoy it. It's actually fun because there are so many people trying to sell you something, so many shops outside, people sitting outside, people asking you where you're from, people want to take photos and all this stuff. So yeah, there are much more people outside. Also, you will find a lot more people outside sitting on the road and selling like vegetables and stuff, and I've never seen someone in Germany sitting on the road selling something, so you won't see this there. If you buy something in Germany, it's inside of a shop and there are no people sitting outside. But I really like it. So you are walking through a street, and on the left side you have all the shops and the houses, and on the right side on the road you have people also selling stuff. So you can't even see everything which is able to buy because it's just too much. And yeah, if you need something like vegetables, you just have to open your front door, take one step out, and somewhere will someone be sitting and selling vegetables or even food or tea and stuff. And that's the point I also really like about India. Also a difference is that here in India you will see a lot of small shrines and temples and people lighting these sticks and all that stuff, and you do not have something comparable to this in Germany. We simply do not have any shrines or something. You will find a church in every village, but not the amount of small shrines and pictures of gods and all this stuff here, which is also very fascinating if you're a tourist and not from here. So yeah. Also in the streets there are much more trees and much more, let me call them tropical trees or jungle trees. In Germany we have like parks or sometimes trees at the road, but normally not this big. And here in India you will find giant, huge jungle trees in the middle of the road, and it's beautiful, it's nice, and you see all the butterflies there and all this stuff. That's also a point I really like and appreciate about India. And yeah, here in India, if you compare the look of the streets of India and Germany, you will notice Germany is not so colorful. In Germany most houses only have one color. There are not many colors outside, lots of monotone colors. And here in India everything is colorful. Everything, every house has colors. The cars are sometimes colorful. People are wearing much more colors. So there are much more colors here in India than in Germany if you go outside. Yeah, and also here in India you will find lots of people just sleeping somewhere outside randomly. So at the street, at the bus station, at the park, everywhere you will just find people sleeping in the sun. I don't know if every one of them is homeless. I guess lots of normal people also do it, but you will find a lot of sleeping people outside here. Okay, let's get to point number 5. So point number 5 is actually shopping or going to the supermarket and stuff here in India. As I mentioned in the previous point, you have much more shops outside on the road and all that stuff, but now I'm going to talk more about the supermarkets and stuff. So if you ask people in Europe what they think about India, most people will say, oh, they're producing lots of trash and all this stuff, and that's kinda true because there are so many people, but actually Indian people are doing a lot to prevent waste. So for example, in the supermarkets and stuff you find much less plastic than somewhere else in the world, and you're not able to buy plastic bags anymore. Trash bags are biodegradable, and yeah, there's much less plastic inside the shops and supermarkets and everywhere than I expected. So big plus point for this. Yeah, also in the supermarkets you will find much less meat. Actually, I haven't seen any meat sold in the supermarket so far. That's also a big plus point. You will find much more vegetables and healthy stuff. And yeah, in some supermarkets, the most western supermarkets you go, you will actually get scanned at the entrance, like with these airport scanners. So I guess that's a safety reason, just because there are so many people. And also I think supermarkets are much more safe than in Germany. So another thing I noticed in some supermarkets is you will pay your stuff and then you will get your receipt, and at the exit there will be a security guard and will actually check your receipt if you have one. So in Germany we just have the receipt, so we can exchange something if we don't like it, or I don't know why, but my receipt got never controlled in the 24 years I'm living. So Indian supermarkets are good protected against thieves, good protected against robbery, and yeah, but just take care that you go shopping on a normal day, because on the weekend, because of the amount of people, it can get really full and there can be very long waiting times. So don't try to go shopping or to a supermarket on a Saturday or Sunday. Okay guys, now comes point number 6. And point number 6 are the prices here. So the average income of people in India is actually much lower than compared to the euro in Germany. So the prices actually for a German here in India are insanely cheap. Most things I consider free. For example, if you want to eat something in Germany and it's lunch break or anything, and you go to a random shop and you buy a kebab, you will pay around 4 to 5 euro, and for the same price you can buy 40 to 50 samosas here on the street and eat for days. So a single meal in Germany has the price of 50 samosa here on the street. And if you go to a restaurant you will pay around 10 euros for a meal. And yeah, if you go to a restaurant here in India for something you will pay, I don't know, 150 rupees. And yeah, if you eat one meal in a restaurant in Germany, you can eat 5 to 10 meals in a restaurant here in India. If you buy cheap stuff like rice or something, you can even eat more. So the money you need in Germany to survive one day will easily let you survive in India for a week. That's no problem. Also the prices of transportation. If you, for example, take a tuk-tuk here in India, it would cost around, I don't know, 40 rupees or something per kilometer, or even less. And in Germany, if you take a ride for, I don't know, let's say 5 kilometers, it will cost you 10 to 20 euro, which are around 2000 rupees. So yeah, that's also a big difference, and you see this everywhere. And actually in India people don't have to buy this much, because the government puts out rules for some foods. I think on most things there's written MRP on the back side, and it means max retail price. So shops aren't allowed to sell it more expensive than the government says. And in Germany we do not have such a thing. You can buy a bottle of water for 20 cents, and you also can buy a bottle of water for 2 euro. So there's no rule as like this in Germany. So I really like this about India, because even if you don't have much money, you're able to afford your important stuff to live. So that's a nice point. For example, if you go out in the street and you buy a chai or a tea, it will cost you around 5 rupees. And in Germany, there's no thing you can buy for this price. It doesn't exist. There's nothing you can buy for this price. If you go out and buy a tea somewhere, it will cost you about 2 euros, so around 200 rupees. And yeah, another example, because of the moisture, my backpack got a little bit destroyed here in the monsoon time, and I had to buy a new one, and it only cost me 300 rupees. And this wouldn't also be thinkable in Germany. There are no things with such a price. India is really cheap, especially if you're from Europe. If you have euros on your bank, you will get shocked how cheap everything is here. So only exported things have nearly the same price, like Red Bull or I don't know, alcohol and stuff, but they're still cheaper than in Europe, but much more expensive than regular stuff like juice or water and all this stuff. So the prices are a big difference here and in Germany. Okay, let's get to point number 7. Point number 7 are the people here. So the first thing you will notice in India compared to Germany are there are simply way more people here. And yeah, that's you will notice this if you go outside. And yeah, what you also notice is that the people are dressing way more colorful than in Germany, and obviously because of the temperatures and all that stuff, completely different than in Germany. You will see like 90% of the people are wearing sandals or some kind of open shoes, which you won't really find in Germany, except there's a heat wave or something, but you don't see this very often in Germany, and here it's like everyone wears them. It's hard to find someone wearing like Nike shoes or something. That's not very common here. What you also will notice is that kids actually wear school uniforms here. It looks really nice because they are dressed way better than I ever have been dressed. So that's a nice thing to see when they're walking home from school wearing their ties and suits and all that stuff. That's a nice thing. In Germany, school children are able to dress however they want, as long as they don't go to school naked. I mean, yeah. What I also noticed, I don't know if this is because I'm a tourist and not a person from India, but actually the people in India are way more friendly and hospitable. They are. If I go outside, I've been living here for 3 weeks now, and I made so many friends outside, kids as friends outside. There's an old man outside, he's like 100 years old. I don't even understand him, but every time I go out, I talk to him, and I just tell him where I'm going, where I came from, what I'm doing today, and he always stops on the street and greets me and wants me to come to him. And yeah, we don't even understand each other really good, but I always tell him what I'm doing. So people in shops are giving me like free stuff, they're talking to me, everyone is asking me where I'm from and all that stuff. And yeah, that's pretty nice. In Germany this wouldn't happen to me, and this even wouldn't happen to any tourist or something. I never seen people in Germany actively come to you and tell you stuff, ask you stuff, give you gifts, or asking you if they can take a photo with you. This also happens very often. So actually, if you go to a touristy area, there also will be lots of annoying people who are trying to scam you or sell you a tour or anything you don't want. But this only happened to me once when I visited the gateway of India, and here in my home district, never ever happened that anyone annoyed me outside or wanted to sell me something or wanted to sell me an overpriced city tour and all this stuff. So I recommend you, if you want to come to India, don't go to a touristy area. Rent a flat, rent an Airbnb somewhere where there are no tourists, and you will enjoy the time much more outside, because nobody will annoy you. People are super friendly, and yeah, German people can get a little bit inspiration from Indian people. So yeah, what I also noticed about the people here, they are much more security persons and policemen. In Germany, you don't often see security guards, and you very rarely see policemen somewhere. And here you actually see them very often, or they are protecting some kind of important building and stuff. And also, what I noticed, sometimes there are policemen actually having a machine gun. And me as a German, I've never seen a machine gun in my life before. So it's a little bit scary, but I think they have their reasons to own them. I don't know. But in Germany, you don't actually see guns. So the policemen have like a small gun, but it's hidden, so you can't really see it. And here in India, sometimes you will see a policeman with a big machine gun walking around. So yeah, it makes me feel safe, but also a little bit scared. And yes, another thing, I don't know if this is just because there are so many people, or because there are also lots of poor people, but you will find people sleeping everywhere. At the park, at the bus station, on the floor. You will find a lot of sleeping people. So yeah, that's another point. Sleeping people everywhere. So yeah, because I actually never seen someone in Germany sleep somewhere random, except it's a homeless person on the subway station or something. I guess security guards would just wake a person up and tell the person to go away if someone tries to sleep in the middle of the city. Okay, so the next point is actually the weather or the climate here. And I know India is very big and has different zones of climate. You can actually find snow somewhere in the north and jungle and all this stuff, but right now I can just talk about Mumbai because I only lived in Mumbai now. And yeah, so the biggest difference is in Germany we have spring, summer, autumn and winter, and they're really completely different. In the winter we can have minus 10 degrees, and in the summer we mostly have around 20 to 30 degrees. And in Germany also the weather can change from one day to another. The temperature can make a fast change. So it can be 30 degrees on one day, and then on the next day it can be 15 degrees. And right now here in India it's monsoon season, and we do not have anything like this in Germany. So it's just raining the whole year in Germany whenever it wants. So, and here right now in monsoon season, actually the temperature is always the same. No matter when I check the temperature, it's always 28 degrees. It's always wet outside. Everything I leave in my room, which is out of metal, starts rusting. So my iPhone charge cable actually started rusting and broke. And yeah, it actually doesn't feel this hot during monsoon time. So if you want to go to India and you want to survive because you're not used to very high temperatures, go in monsoon time or in the winter, and you will have much higher chance of surviving, because it's already hot, but it's also refreshing. You don't feel the sun burning on you all day because there are clouds in the air, so you're actually protected from the sun. I didn't even bought sun protection or something like this, and yeah, it's perfectly fine in monsoon time. So in Germany right now it's like 5 degrees less, but it feels like 5 degrees more because the sun is just burning down. But yeah, I haven't been here in summer, but I know the temperatures in summer here, and I don't know if I would be able to stand 45 degrees or something, because in Germany we never had temperatures this high. I think in all the 24 years I've been living in Germany, the highest temperature we ever had were 42 degrees when we had a heat wave, but normally the highest temperatures in the year are 35 degrees, something around this. Okay, let's get to point number 9. And point number 9 are actually the plants outside. So in Germany we mostly have like maple trees and these needle trees, which are like Christmas trees and other stuff, and we have some random bushes and grass. But here you actually find huge trees, huge and very big trees. I'm gonna put the picture here. And also what you don't have in Germany are these vines or lianas. We don't have any of them in Germany, and you will find them here everywhere. And yeah, in Germany some people who put effort in the garden maybe got roses or something, but here you actually find big colorful flowers if you go a little bit outside into the nature. And also what we don't have in Germany are palms, obviously. You find a lot of them here too. And yeah, the plants are very different, and it always feels like I'm in the jungle. No matter where I go, it always reminds me of movies in the jungle and all this stuff. And I'm looking forward to discover more of India and more of the nature. That's my biggest point for next year. Okay, so let's get to the last point, point number 10, and this is actually a very short point, but it's a thing I directly noticed as a German. So, if you did not know, in Germany you cannot go shopping or something on Sunday. On Sunday everything is closed. So if you forgot to buy some food or something, you can't get it on Sunday. If you want to buy clothes or something, you can get it on Sunday. Everything is shut down on Sunday. So if you forgot to buy food or something in Germany and it's Sunday, you have to go to a gas station and buy super expensive stuff from the gas station because everything else is closed. And here in India, Sunday is just a normal day. So it's super enjoyable for me as a German, because for example right now as I'm recording this, it's Sunday, and I know that after the video I can just go to the supermarket and buy me some stuff, and it's no problem. Everything is open, nothing changed. It's just a regular Sunday. And as a German I'm not used to this, and I don't understand why Germany does this. Maybe like as a relaxed day, but the rest of the world doesn't. So that's a point I would really like Germany to change, because why not buy stuff on a Sunday? What I noticed here is that Monday is kind of the Sunday here, because the shops are open and everything is fine, but touristy stuff is closed on Mondays here. So Monday is the Indian Sunday, but not at this extent as it is in Germany. So that's a big plus point here. If you come here and you're a German, don't stay at home at Sunday. You can actually go out and do stuff. This was the last point. So I hope you liked the video, and if you noticed that anything I said was wrong or something, just don't only give a thumbs down. Tell me what I did wrong in the comments. It's much more helpful for me than just pressing a thumb down. So yeah, and if you like the video, press a thumb up, and yes, if you want to subscribe, you can obviously subscribe. I'm not forcing you to, but it would help me, and you will be able to see the next video. So see you in the next video.